Yeah, so today just touching on the topic of training for compliance versus training for competency. I guess that's one way of describing it. Um, Training with an outcome in mind rather than just training for the sake of training. Training to tick a checkbox and say we're done. Um, yeah, and I think one of the points I wanted to highlight was it doesn't really matter so much whether you have a series of PDFs or documents or handbooks that people go through, and you've got an Excel sheet where you're manually marking off that they've completed the items, or if it's you're using a LMS and you're watching videos and clicking next and completing a 5 question quiz at the end um, that may may likely not actually measure anything. But the outcome is the same, whether it's sort of a digital checklist or an analog checklist. Um, are you exposing people to information, I guess, or are you demonstrating capability? That's a good way to think about it. Are the learners demonstrating capability in your system, or are you just exposing them to information and running them through a series of checkboxes? Um, yeah, I guess that's kind of high level, big picture, what this whole conversation is about. And you see it a lot, what is the incentives as well? So you start incentivizing people to just get to 100% completion, which, is not a bad thing. It's a good thing that people do their training. But if the purpose of the training is just to complete the training, um, you're probably not going to really end up with a lot of value out of the training itself. Beyond, doing your compliance check boxes and saying, yeah, we did this. And if something occurs, we can go back and said, well, they completed the training and here's the record. Um, but you're not actually developing skills uh, within your staff, and you're not going to drive any type of performance outcome as a result of walking people through that, or I shouldn't say any meaningful performance outcome. As a result of walking people through training that's really just a series of checkboxes and hoops to jump through rather than an actual process that's been thought out, planned, and designed with performance in mind, I would say. Um, instead of, I think of it as a sort of, instead of asking, did everyone complete their training? You could ask, can new hires perform their job correctly? Um, you know, are we seeing sort of consistent scalable performance across locations? So you should see it work the same way everywhere that is doing the training, across all the people that are doing the training. And then can we verify competency um, rather than just completion? So yeah, I think that's when you move from training being sort of a series of hoops to jump through for compliance and being sort of a more of an operational system tied to actual business outcomes. Or at least that could be the starting point for it anyway.
Yeah.